Is it recording?
Yeah.
All right. I'm Alli.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Nate.
And we're talking about our teaching experience at Arbutus Middle School. So the situation of our lesson, we had between, 20 and
25 kids?
25 kids
Yeah.
at Arbutus Middle School. First 2 days we had grade 8s, and the third day we had grade 7s.
Yeah.
Basically our lesson was just to introduce the students to floor hockey and the simple skills that you might need to excel at it.
We had one large double gym, a lot of concrete walls, a small stage area.
Bleachers on one side, which could have been a safety factor.
Yeah, that ridiculous alcove that's at Arbutus, that's also kind of a safety factor. Pretty poor equipment.
Limited equipment, like 15 sticks for a class of like 25,
Yeah.
so we had to use goalie sticks for some of the students.
Lots of
And the one set of nets had been stolen.
Yeah,
the day
yeah,
before.
one missing set of nets. So we modified a lot of our lessons to include benches instead of nets. Although on the last day, on the Friday, we did have 4 full nets.
Yeah.
They tracked them down, so we had a bit. What else do we need for your situation? It's probably situation.
That was probably good. So our objective for the lesson was to teach them to be able to receive a pass as well as handle the puck. We went over basic strategies to pass and then had them do drills, weaving through cones, and then apply those skills to game settings.
Yeah, I think delivering and receiving the puck and just knowing how to control it in space is probably the best thing to teach kids when it comes to the introduction to floor hockey. And I remember a few of the kids wanted to do shooting, and a bunch of them wanted to do goaltending and stuff, and that kind of stuff's not really realistic if you can't pass or hold the puck for longer than a few seconds.
Yeah. One thing I did notice about the drills that we did on the first day was that it was more drill orientated, for more like a team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
actually
sure.
game, and pretty sure students at PE would want to play games and actually do like drills for skill. So.
Yeah, for sure. We had, it was nice having 3 of us split across the whole thing, but we had pretty limited time, and I found that made it really difficult to play games and then come back. But
even the second lesson, when they were late, I think they were like 10 minutes late.
We had like 28 minutes to teach the class.
We were cut down, so we had to adjust based on like the time constraints we had.
Yeah, so I think we did a good job of starting and finishing with the game, so we could show improvement. But yeah, you're right. The stuff in between was a little bit more drill oriented instead of mini game oriented.
Yeah.
The 4-corner hockey was good for that.
Yeah.
Next time we should try to figure out a way we could incorporate that puck handling drill into a game.
Yeah.
Maybe make it like a relay race or something, or even make it against an
Competitive
opponent
somehow.
or something. Yeah, just add something to it. Yeah.
Did the actions of the teacher promote learning?
So the first thing we did with all of the groups was talk about stick safety, and outline safety concerns with.
And we
with
didn't have
hockey.
any issues
Didn't have a
once
single
we
issue,
established that you can high stick or
Like a shot above your waist or slash.
Yeah. As far as feedback goes, I think we did a pretty good job of staying with our backs against the walls. I don't think we missed much.
No.
We got a chance to talk a couple times to at least everybody in the class.
Yeah.
Made our
I
rounds.
think individually we all went around and like whatever we saw we gave feedback on.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily a group thing that we did, but we like all went around and talked to all the students.
Yeah.
I think like over the class, we at least talked to every student once.
Yeah.
Like, especially in those first 2 lessons.
Yeah.
So.
I think we did a pretty good job. There were a few times where each of us got a chance to jump into games, and I think that was pretty good, especially whenever we got to be goaltenders in games that you saw everything. You kept everything in front of you, and you could see who was interacting the most, and that was pretty good. And I think we also did a pretty good job of altering games. If things were going too slow on one side or too fast on one side, I think we did a good job of changing it up.
Yeah.
Like on Alli's side, playing hockey when we threw in the extra puck or the extra ball to, get everybody involved.
I think our transitions in between games were pretty good too. We didn't spend very much time explaining or having the kids sit down, which kept them engaged a lot.
Yeah.
And especially at that age group, you can lose students
Totally.
to just like, I don't know,
And like
short
the
attention spans.
the transition from like drill to game, we emphasize like, hey, you learned this in the drill, so apply it in the game kind of thing. And I think that helped them focus on what to use when.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about some of the games, like after we did some puck handling and then we went to four-corner hockey, we put like 30 balls into four-corner hockey. So there was lots of chances for every student to try to use the drills to touch the puck.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah. The students were pretty good with picking up, getting open in space to get passes. Some of them kind of stuck to the whole follow the leader with the puck kind of thing, but for the most part, I thought they fanned out pretty well.
Yeah.
It was clear that they were focusing on passing and receiving pucks before they tried to make a scoring attempt. They're pretty good at it.
Yeah, it also goes along with the spreading out kind of thing. I noticed that it was pretty obvious that some of the students had a hockey background, and they definitely brought people along with them, I thought. Especially that second day when we had the competitive side playing and then the non-competitive side.
Yeah.
I was over on the competitive side, and it was pretty obvious to see that a couple of the people had been playing hockey, and they were helping out other people that hadn't had as much experience, which was nice to see.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was nice having the competitive side and the non-competitive side for the first 2 days. The second day they split by gender, but the first day they split competitive. There was a few girls in the first couple of classes too that were pretty good. They're pretty strong.
Yeah, the teacher even said that the class before they had more girls who were involved, whereas the second class we taught, they kind of were more gentle and not so into the whole contact.
It was kind of neat how she explained that, how like every class has different constraints. They kind of set that up themselves.
Yeah.
And then it goes
And it's nice that we did, I think, non-competitive, because it wasn't like boys over here, girls over here, or like those who have never done this over here. Like, I mean, if people want to try, they were able to do that. So I think that was good.
I thought it was really funny. Something we noted on the last day, the non-competitive side was really upset with Alli for not keeping score, or like not keeping score properly, whereas the competitive side couldn't care less what the score was. They were just thrilled. That was like so counterintuitive to me. That was so funny how that worked. Yeah. One girl just giving you sass. It was too funny.
Learning happened.
Yeah, how do we know learning happened? I mean, seeing the connection, whenever we played the games early and it was so messy and so rough, and then seeing how it kind of progressed was maybe the more obvious way. I think people were more communicative with each other in the second game. They were calling for pucks. They were trying to get open. They were trying to move to space.
I think we saw it more in their actions than actually like hearing it back from them, because I think it would have been useful at the end to be like, hey guys, like, what did you learn about this? Or like, break it down kind of thing, where we didn't get that opportunity, but we did see them apply it. And I think that's the only way we really.
Yeah. I mean, another difficulty with such short lesson time and with this exact class with so many kids in such little space is that maybe if we had the class for a long period of time, we could have assigned something, maybe like roles where they would have line changes instead. So how we do in TGFU or the sports is that we'd have small teams that would compete against each other. Well, the teams could swap out as lines, and have them kind of preset. They know where they're supposed to go. They know what they're supposed to do.
They know how each other play together.
Yeah, exactly. And then that way we could call line changes, and whenever they're not on the floor, whenever they're off, that's when they could be keeping stats, keeping score, refereeing, doing all of the things that we do in our sports ed format. Again, having
more time.
A couple more weeks for setup.
More time, more sessions with the students.
Yeah. Becoming familiar with them.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be
working one-on-one with them could even help, right?
Totally. Yeah, totally. And then I think they'd have more fun as well, because you could play a full court game and it'd be 5-on-5 or 6-on-6 instead of half court with the same numbers. It would be
more
much
space,
more noticeable.
and then you could see the skills that they're using, like the dribbling or the stick handling and the passing. It'd be more evident.
They have more time. Yeah. It's like watching Olympic hockey and NHL hockey. The bigger rink, you have so much more time with a puck. So. Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah. So that's our reflection. Thanks for listening, and it was a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I look forward to next time. Cool.